everyone, it's Soraya. Welcome to my channel. So I'm on a roll with these sponge paintings and I love to create them. And so today I thought I would try and do the same kind of a thing, but a little bit more abstracted. So I don't know, I'll see how it works out, if it even works out. I get these ideas and sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. So I don't know, let's see what happens. So I started off with, I thought, a great idea. It was starting not badly, and I kept going with it and really worked quite a long time on it and added detail and everything. But at this point, I decided, no, it's just not working for me. So I went ahead and started the transformation. So you will see the transformation that takes place, and it is quite different. It goes from this kind of light, dramatic kind of clouds with some orange in it to basically a tonal kind of painting. There's a lot of Payne's gray and dioxazine purple, some light blue, and even some turquoise green. But now some of that color, the orangey color, I leave in there so that it comes through the painting, and when you get up close you see a lot of that detail and layers coming through. I just added a little bit of water to smooth things out. Not sure where I was going with this. I didn't like where it was going. This is a little bit of light blue. It's the same sponge, but with a bit of light blue added to it. A dry sponge. Haven't done anything to it. I'm using the same sponge. Just going over this one here. What I love about acrylic painting is that it dries so quickly, and it is really easy to go over our existing paintings like you see me doing right now. It's amazing the coverage that you can get, and the more you layer, the more interesting the effects are. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, or maybe you just forgot. It's a really easy thing to do, doesn't cost you anything. Don't forget also to give me a thumbs up. It really helps out my channel. Thank you. So far, I haven't added any water to my sponge. It's completely dry. It's a dry sponge with the paint straight out of the tube. I don't add anything to the paint. And the canvas is dry because of the previous painting that's already there. So that's all there is there. I will show you and let you know when I do add water. It usually is just a little bit, like drops of water, to help smooth things out. So at this point, all I'm doing is covering up the areas that I know I don't want in the painting, in the final painting. So I'm just covering up with some darker colors. This is Payne's gray. At this stage, the painting looks like it's quite nice. It could, be kind of left and be done with, but it is a little bit raggedy. It needs more refinement. It is a little rough to look at when you're seeing it in person. And I'm at this point really just trying to get an idea of the direction that I was going to go. And I knew I wanted it to be a lot more abstract rather than landscape or seascape idea. I always love to hear from you, love to get your comments. Please leave me one. Let me know what you think of this painting so far. Now it does take me quite a long time to finish a painting. I do cut out a lot of it so that you wouldn't get totally bored, but I'm giving you highlights of how this painting got transformed. Right now I've been using 3 colors, and that's Payne's Gray, Dioxazine Purple, and light blue, a sky blue light I think it's called. Oh, and also titanium white. I'm still using the same sponge that I was using before. I haven't added any water to this at this point. I just keep mixing the paint right on the canvas. Just blending the colors. So adding some of the color on my sponge and then putting it on the canvas and then blending it out. Now this last color is an ultramarine blue. Just wanted to see what that would look like at a different dimension. I think it looks pretty good, but it's getting mixed up with the purple. And it does look nice. I am working towards this as my focal point. And I'm trying to keep it very much an abstracted look. Don't want it to be too precise in anything. I'm turning the sponge around and using this part. So you can see that it's not much paint there. And then working with this. Kind of layering the colors, which looks nice. I'm gonna go turn it right back around. Just trying to blend out the colors and having a very light touch with it. Very light. My goal is to really have all the colors be blended and not have anything too harsh. No really harsh lines or scraggly lines. Just trying to blend everything. So one color goes to the next color very seamlessly and beautifully. So rather than thinking that I wasted my time when I started, you're really learning and giving yourself that kind of background to work with so that you've got all these other colors kind of coming through, which is not a waste of time at all. It really does look quite beautiful when you look at it up close. There's all these other colors peeking through. Just going to work on this to add a little bit more of that baby, or not baby, it's a light blue, and bring it down here. And just blend it out. There's same brush, same sponge. Just blending it out, making it look pretty, look nice. Since I did that there, I'm gonna just do the same thing here. Since I added the light blue here, I'm gonna add a little bit more here as well. Just to kind of connect this blue coming down to here and just feather it out, kind of blend it out You can still see that purple, and the blue is kind of blending from that grayish white. You can see the blue, the light blue, and then you can see the purple and going down into the deeper color there. Again, with the same sponge, I added some turquoise green, and I'm just going to add some here, just to give it a little bit of different color. Again, kind of blend it out here, very light here, not pressing hardly at all here. And then coming down to here, getting rid of any harsh lines. Now, of course, since I added this, I'm gonna have to add it somewhere else. So I'm gonna immediately go from here. I think I'll bring it down to here. On here. Just going to blend this out a little bit more.
I often stand back and take a look at the overall effect of the painting, how it's coming along. Sometimes you get lost in the details and what you're doing in a certain section of the painting that you don't really know what it's starting to look like overall. So it's important to me anyway to stand back, take a look and see how the painting looks overall. And I do that so that I can see that there's a good balance to the painting. Maybe I need to add some more color somewhere or remove some color. It gives you a good indication by looking at it that way.
I haven't added any water. It's just the paint that was there on the brush. So just keep working on it. There's lots on there when you press harder. Lots comes off. So I keep working on it. So again, same sponge. I still haven't added anything. This is light blue. Just going to soften this whole thing up here. This big blob of purple. I don't want that much purple. It's nicer when it gets blended out. Now after adding that, I'm just going to add a little bit more white around it mostly to blend it out. Still not happy with this. I'm going to darken it up and blend it out a little bit. Just doesn't look right to me. I'm going to add all the dark first and then work with it. Again, this sponge is the same one that I've been using. I haven't added water. Same thing with this. Not sure about all this. I'm trying to really think about it as an abstract rather than, you know, real water seascape look. I think in the end it will look like a seascape, but I do want it to look more abstracted. Just to do something different. You can't paint the same things all the time. Well, I get bored with it, so I'm always excited to try something new and different. And this is different for me.
If you've watched me paint before, you know that I do change my mind quite often. And I hope that inspires you to do so as well. If you see that something is kind of niggling at you and it's just not quite right, go ahead and change it. It's all right.
So I added ultramarine blue here with white. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm still not liking this section. And I'm going to blend it out. Again, my sponge does not have any water. It's dry. Paint straight out of the tube. I'm not adding anything to the paint. I'm just going to smooth this out by adding a bit of the ultramarine blue. I'm going to show you how much water I add. It is a touch. You can barely, the water barely moved. That's it. Like a drop. And look at that difference. It just smooths it out. Helps to blend a little easier. It's even too much water. I'm laying the sponge flat, making use of the whole surface to help me blend. I'm going in with a bit more purple again, blend it out. So what happens, you do one thing, it affects something else, and you kind of have to go over it. A little bit of white to blend it all up. I'm gonna add a little bit of light olive green Liquitex. I've got my paper towel handy just in case it doesn't work out, but it's just a small amount. It's even too much. Always a bit scary when you add something that is very odd, but I think it goes. It does. It looks kind of yellow to me. Just maybe because of the colors that are there. It's more of a yellow than a green. I'm going to add a bit of white to my dirty brush. Have not washed my brush. Maybe add some up here, just a little bit. You can really see the green here. It's not something I think that I really love. I'm gonna leave a little bit of it. This is the ultramarine blue and white combined together. I added a smidge of water to this right now. So you see that there is some green coming through. Another drop of water, smooth it out easier. Okay, I like that better. There's a lot of colors there, and it's not so one colored. I like seeing those variety of colors in there. It's just that bit of green coming through. And I'm gonna get rid of this and add a drop of water again. It's even too much. Going in with the purple. Yeah. I like a dirty brush because there are so many other colors on there, and it deposits it on the canvas. And sometimes you get surprised and it looks really good. I'm going to get rid of this up here. A little bit of, again, I have not washed my brush. Still the same brush as before. I'm going to see some of the that color underneath. And now I'm going to add a drop of water to the tip of my brush and blend it out again. I had someone say to me that my tutorials are not real tutorials. Not sure how to answer that one. Let me know if you get enough information from me. I am here to help you. But you also have to kind of practice and try things out. I can tell you everything, but until you try it yourself, you'll never really learn. You have to, I can tell you how to drive, but until you drive, you just don't know how to drive. So anyway, please let me know if you're getting enough information. I try and tell you everything that I know. Still not happy with this. I'm gonna get rid of this.
I added a few lines just to emphasize the focal point.
Okay, so here it is, quite a change from what I started off with, but I'm glad I took the time to do this. Very dramatic and very different colors. So there's no really light colors anywhere. Just a little bit of white here or there. And I love that touch of orangey red. Just a few places, those 3 places there and then down here, just to kind of bring it all together. And smooth things out with just a touch of water. And really, this is your imagination, what you would like to see. But I think I really love the way this turned out. Much better than the last one. Just wasn't working for me. So click on the link you see now to see more of my sponge paintings, and up-close images are coming up.
So this is what I started off with. Not bad, I didn't mind it, but I like this kind of tonal look to this painting, very dramatic in its own way.